You know, we have a lot of customers that will come on to us directly and ask and tell us that, you know, they need to install next weekend or the week after.
Typical.
Can we quickly jiggle around what we're doing to get them out of a hole?
And we can do that, can we? We can do
That's
that.
absolutely what we do every day.
It gives you the chance to make bespoke stuff, presumably. If you want to make something bespoke, you can do it.
For sure, yeah. Not just from a luminaire fixture point of view, a piece of steel that might be cut and bent and shaped in a very unique way, but also from the light source point of view. Right. You know, in the old days, you had fluorescent tubes and they were either 2 foot, 4 foot, 5 foot, or 6 foot long. That was your lot. But now with an LED printed circuit board, you can make it any shape or size or output that you want. Clever. And we can do that in Telford.
Hello and welcome to another, these are getting really important now, this is a CEF Tech Talking podcast. We're doing quite a few of these now, mate.
They're rolling them through, aren't we?
Yeah,
It's a good old series.
Yeah, the feedback's been absolutely amazing, so thank you for the feedback. So you've got myself, Darren, and Dave here today, as normal. We're in our normal chairs, mate, aren't we?
And another guest in red, not that the listeners can know,
but
we're all in lovely red.
If you're viewing this, you'll see red's definitely the colour.
Sir,
today.
identify yourself and where you're from.
It's nearly autumn, so we're getting our autumnal colours. I'm Colin Lawson. I'm Head of Sales and Marketing from Tamlite Lighting. Pleased to be here with you guys, yeah.
Thank you very much for popping in to see us. So it's all about lighting today, and it's all about Tamlite. Now, Tamlite would suggest you come from Tamworth.
What a story. What a story.
Is that a good place to start?
You haven't got long. I'll be as quick as I can and tell you that, originally the business was going to be based in Tamworth in the Midlands because the company owner's head office and base was in the Midlands.
Great.
And this is back in 67, of course, when you were just young chaps, of course.
Hold on a minute.
And,
I wish I was.
and just at that point, the company owners had bought some land in Tamworth. Right. Which is just up the M42. But that deal all fell apart. But by then, we'd registered the name Tamlite, and we had to move to where we
Red
currently
light wouldn't
are.
have worked, would it really? No,
that wouldn't have been so great because we got a better offer from somewhere else in the country. And
Redditch is now your home.
And Redditch and Telford are our homes.
And Telford, yes, that's right. So it's split, isn't it? So I met you the other week up at Telford, didn't I?
That's right. You did.
At Telford, you do some products or some provided some services that you don't do out of Redditch. So what happens up at Telford then?
Yeah, why did that happen? Why is there not one big factory doing everything?
Yeah, I think we've grown organically over the years as a business. We've never gone out and done growth by acquisition. It's been a very organic growth and led mostly by customer demand. You know, customers want different products and how we add to the range. So we've grown organically throughout that period of time. And we had a site in Telford where we were originally making the steel lighting trunking. It's just simple 2x2, 4x2 lighting trunking. And from that, it's a natural extension to put a ballast and some electronics down the middle of that tube, put a fluorescent tube on the end.
It's a great story, isn't it?
You've got a button fitting.
Yeah, just keep chopping it off every 6 foot, and that's it. You've got a night. That's great, isn't it? I think just naturally, someone sat there one day watching this trunking going through and going, you know what?
I like to do that.
I reckon I can do that bit of that. It's a great story where it's come from to where you are now as across 2 sites. And also up at Telford, I saw your technical team up there. Is that right?
That's right. Telford's mostly now our tech hub. We've got one large manufacturing division up there, but we've also got our tech hub, if you like, in Telford. So our technical team, where we do testing, lighting design, they're all based in Telford. But also we manufacture a lot of our components, and now that's electronic components.
So how much of which ranges are done in the UK?
Yeah, so we have 2 brands, 2 ranges in the Tamlite family. We have a professional high-performance range that's under the Tamlite name that's been going for 50 years. And we also have a trade range that we sell through the wholesalers called Excite Lighting.
Okay.
And the Tamlite range, though, is the one that we spend a lot of time getting the performance correct on that, and the technical performance really, the lighting performance is as high as it can on that range. So the light source, the LED boards, if you like, are the part of the component that's where the magic starts, if you like, and they're made in Telford in our tech hub now. So we're one of the few manufacturers.
I saw this
doing
It's a fantastic. It's a really large machine, but it actually prints circuit boards, and those printed circuit boards, as they come through, it's just like a really big printer, 3D printer that puts them all on. The components come out the other end on a circuit board. They then take that and insert it into their lights.
Right. So all that's made in here.
You can see it. You can actually see it from component level all the way through to actually being in a box on the shelf. It's wonderful what you can see from there.
What advantage does that give? I mean, presumably you've got more control. And innovation is possible.
For sure.
Yeah.
Supply chain lines are much reduced. You've got a much shorter supply chain.
Yeah.
We've just had a very busy summer, helping a lot of customers, a lot of installers out with school fit outs. It's a busy time when the school holidays are on for schools to do the refurbishments.
I used to do loads of that. Oh, some of the stuff I used to do at the top of these steps, Dave, you'd be amazed doing these
Seen you on
things.
steps. It's not a pretty sight.
So there's been a busy program, as there is every summer with all of that, but worldwide supply chain problems in the electronics industry has caused a bit of a backlog. But we've been relatively, I wouldn't say wholly immune, but relatively immune from that.
Well, no, because some of the components are coming in that you wouldn't get, but otherwise the actual assembly you can do.
That's right. And
Mate parked his boat in that Suez Canal, didn't he?
Yeah, that was a bit of a
But
problem.
that didn't help. That
Didn't go
didn't
down
help.
well at all, did
There
it?
was some of our bits in that boat, we know for sure. But we got over that, and certainly having it on your doorstep, having the control, and meeting demands. We have a lot of customers that will come on to us directly and and tell us that they need to install next weekend or the week after.
Typical.
Can we quickly jiggle around what we're doing to get them out of a hole?
And we can do that, can we? We
And
can do
that's
that.
absolutely
It
what we
gives
do
you the
every
chance
day.
to make bespoke stuff, presumably. If you want to make something bespoke, you can do it.
For sure, yeah. Not just from a luminaire fixture point of view, a piece of steel that might be cut and bent and shaped in a very unique way, but also from the light source point of view. In the old days, you had fluorescent tubes, and they were either 2 foot, 4 foot, 5 foot, or 6 foot long. That was your lot. But now with an LED printed circuit board, you can make it any shape or size or output that you want. Clever. And we can do that in Telford.
So that's worth mentioning. So you should speak. If you've got a specific requirement for a job, commission, then you can always have lighting made.
So
Absolutely.
So, Colin, if I'm replacing lights in an existing building, stripping out, but they want to keep the 6-inch ceiling, you could actually come help us to find a fitting that would fit the holes that were there.
Absolutely, yeah. It's something we're doing every day. We've got a lot of experience in it. A lot of good guys that know how to size that up, do a survey, make sure we've got the right product, got the right technical dimensions, do the design. We've got luminaire designers that draft it up and design it, and then we can do the whole production in a relatively short space of time as well.
I met the team up there that are doing all the lighting schemes and the design, and I remember from being on the tools, there's always one dimension that gets missed. Height. So we as Sparkies, we're really good at measuring the room, the length, the width. We get all that, and then literally we submit the drawings, and it always comes back saying, "Did you get the room height?" And you think, "Oh no, hold on, I'm 6 foot, so that must be." And it does. It really mucks
As a
up a
lamp,
drawing,
I
doesn't
would
it?
tell you that is one of the most critical, because
It
the
is,
throw
it
of that
really
light
is.
is going to make and how it disperses will be dramatically different.
It does, absolutely, and we've got it's one of the key questions that when we're getting phone calls into the technical design team, the one that we often say, well, what's the ceiling height? And of course, there is a British standard, I think, coming out to actually define, it's the standard height, usual height.
It's the one that catches everyone out. Yeah.
British
So
standard
I'm glad to
ceiling.
see it wasn't just me.
It wasn't.
So you've got this these two ranges that you were talking about, and Telford does an awful lot. Telford's up there was also the Excite.
Yes, so our trade range that we distribute into the wholesale chain, distributed out of 2 units currently, one in Redditch and there's a one in Telford as well. And so they do 2 different product ranges out of there, if you like. So out of the Telford site, it's mostly what we call our indoor Excite range. So that would be panels, discs, downlights, products going inside. The site in Redditch is used predominantly for exterior products, so floodlighting, bulkheads, and we also do dedicated emergency lighting out of that unit as well.
Right, so emergency lighting. So emergency lighting is something that is quite big. We have a lot of emergency lighting around the installations, don't we? You've done a bit of work with emergency lighting. It's critical to get it right, isn't it, emergency lighting? And as you've been saying, get it right, install the good stuff.
Install the good stuff, because it's the positioning of the luminaires is essential, of course, but what they'll cover, the better quality ones will cover a greater distance, and they'll last longer, and their maintenance won't be so often. And so they usually, in the long term, always work out cheaper than buying multiples of the less expensive luminaires.
Yes, I think there's always a couple of aspects that we think about when we're designing product or putting product into the marketplace. The first one is how easy is it for the installer to fit. It's that's time saving. So you may save £1 or £2 on the purchase of the product. You're going to lose that if it's going to take you an extra 5-10 minutes to fit everyone, and you've got 30 or 40 to fit. So we're always looking at ways of making it quicker and easier to install, get cable into the product, do a mechanical fix, and get it up and running. So that's your first challenge. Your second factor that you're always looking for is that what's the longevity of the product. With emergency lighting, of course, it's crucial. It's all about battery technology and battery reliability.
Yeah.
So you've got to do your homework there and make sure that you're getting something that isn't going to need more maintenance than is necessary, because that's going to cause an installer as much of a issue as anything, really. You don't want your client giving you a call in 6 months, 8 months' time to say the emergency lighting's just failed on its first test, because the batteries haven't lasted that long. So
COVID's had a big impact on emergency lighting batteries, hasn't it? Because they for a long period they were run down and they weren't being recharged.
absolutely, I think there was.
Oh, is that what they're doing, were they?
Yeah.
A lot of tests got missed, and
A lot of tests got missed.
and subsequently didn't get picked up that the the battery or the circuitry was failing, and it's not good for purpose anymore. And of course, the amount of press and the amount of discussion about emergency lighting and how vital it is growing and growing, which is right. It should be. People should be aware of it, the need for it. It's an important aspect of building design, isn't it?
So all this knowledge then about emergency lighting or about lighting in general, our customers, can they come to you guys over at Tamworth and you'll help them with some of them designs, or do you do it on their behalf?
We could do lots of things. We've got a couple of CPDs and training modules that we run on emergency lighting.
Okay.
There's a one on dimmable lighting. There's a one on well-being and lighting, circadian rhythms. So those are available for us to present, via Teams, of course, now, which is the new platform that everybody's using. But we happily come to people's premises and do them as well. If people want a day out and come and see us in Redditch or Telford, we're open to visits where we can do training modules, or just generally casually talk and give them best advice on design, on best practice for luminaire standards as well. Either one which fits people's needs, really.
And all of this service that we provide, that's free, isn't it, to the customer, to the end user? So the lighting schemes, they don't have to pay for lighting schemes, do they?
No, crikey, no. I mean, there are some businesses that do that, that don't have the resource that we have, so that's fine, but we wouldn't dream of doing that, no. And of course, we're making it a little bit easier as well. Last couple of weeks, we've worked on a platform on our website where we got a little light planner available for customers to quickly jump on. And if you just want a quick guide as to how many downlights or how many buttons or panels are you going to need in a particular area, without getting involved in a whole week of lighting design and plots and prints and all of that, which some schemes that's all that's needed, then the new platform allows people to just jump on, put some numbers in, and they get an instant answer on the website.
Wow.
Right, okay, I need 48 of those panels. So that's a great new tool that we've got, which is also available on the mobile as well, so people can access it if you're literally on site, wanting to know, right, how many do I need? What wattage do you think I need? Instead of making a call, which we're happy to receive, but sometimes just as easy to punch some numbers in and
Stick
come
all
up
those
with
links on.
a result.
To get through to their.
But don't forget your ceiling height.
Always remember
Be the one that's the ceiling height. This calc won't work if I ain't got the ceiling height in.
Absolutely.
You're making it a bit easy for them, aren't you?
Well, it's tough out there for installers. I know what it's like. It's they've got lots on, and the more we can do to help, the better. Yeah, why
I
not?
think without a doubt. And also, so down in Redditch then, so Redditch is where, and I had a lovely walk round. It was brilliant to have a wander around.
Well, thanks for taking me.
No, you can come next time if you want, mate. Here we go. He gets the unbutton very easily. He still wants his picture on the website. I don't know what he's on about. So I had a wander around to find out what goes on, and they do literally, you can see it turn up and all the components going in that he's spoken about, that gets made up at Telford, gets put in there, and all of a sudden it's ready to go out to a customer. And the bit that really impressed me was everyone really knows what they're doing. So talking to the general manager, talking to the factory manager, he knows everything about the business. So he knows how much that costs when he come to bringing it in the business, how much that costs to store it, how much that costs to go out, how we're going to get it out, who we're going to use, who's going to pick it. They understand the business completely from top to bottom. It was absolutely really impressive to be there and see how they get it done. And all of this is really to make sure that when you guys are in branches, you've got access to some of the kit out there that can provide some of the solutions to some of the problems that you guys have got. We know that it's not easy out there, and the guys over at Tamlite are making it really, really easy for you. Well, easier. It's never going to be really, really easy, is it?
No, but easier and exciting in Excite.
Exactly. Good. Yeah. Good way of putting it, for sure. Well, I'm pleased you enjoyed it, and
It was great.
the experience of the guys and the team is a big factor for us. You know, we spend a lot of time training people and patient with them throughout their careers, and that shows for customers in the end of the day. When customers come on to us, call us or see us, they know that they're getting the right answer, and that's important, you know.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Right.
Well, Colin, thank you very much for taking the time out to come and see
Super to
us.
see
We
you
really do
guys.
appreciate it. If you enjoyed this one, like the others, and I'm sure you are enjoying them, don't forget, like it, subscribe, and share with your friends. It'd be nice if they shared, wouldn't it?
It's nice to share.
Sharing's caring, I think they
Yeah.
say. Is that the one?
Some people share and take you on trips with them, and some people
Oh,
don't.
here we go. Here we go.
It's nice when you share.
Can someone get his picture on the website, please? Thank you very much for listening to another CEF Tech Talking podcast.